Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka. This is the National News Broadcast coming to you live from the Rupavahini studios. We are ready to bring you the stories for today. I'm Shara Mascarenhas.
I'm Charity, and now let's move on to the headlines of 49 News. Price of litro gas will be reduced in a considerable amount tomorrow. The President stresses that the IMF agreements will be declared as a law. A survey reveals that the ban of chemical fertilizer has caused a 53% decrease of the paddy harvest. The increased tax relief for the migrant workers will be effective from the 1st of May. Lucy, the Sri Lankan elephant that left in lurch in Canada. Conservative Party won the general election in Finland.
Now on to those stories and other stories in detail, starting off with local news. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says the main points of the IMF agreement will be passed into law once the Parliament approves them.
The President said that he expects to have a voting in the House in this connection. The President made these remarks addressing the economic lectures of the universities yesterday over the IMF programs. The meeting was held at the Finance Ministry Auditorium. The President stresses that manufacturing services in the country should be transformed into an automation system, or else Sri Lanka cannot compete with the other countries like India and Bangladesh. For this purpose, the education system should be subjected to innovative changes. The President emphasized that he will never expect to play the support of IMF for the 18th occasion. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that it is anticipated that the agreement with the International Monetary Fund will be presented to Parliament for a vote on whether or not to support it. We propose to support the program but understand that some may wish to remain neutral. In addition, the main points of the IMF agreement will be enacted into law and any necessary changes will be presented to Parliament. We aim to present the basic aspects of the agreement in May, with information about the program being disseminated to rural sectors after the new year. Secondly, we plan to introduce our programs including the green economy. However, first need to assess that the responses of these programs. The goal of our modernization program is to enhance production while maintaining competitiveness, which will require cooperation from all sectors. Despite bringing a bill and appointing a commission to create industries, we failed to advance industrialization. Our focus was not on achieving peace after the war, but we still spent a significant amount of money on war efforts, especially the war from 1983 to 1987. Instead of industrialization, we pursued programs in the construction sector. If we had prioritized industrialization in 2009, we could not have attracted a lot of investments. However, if set conditions for foreign investors that may come into fact, our local investors who have money in foreign bank accounts will be the first to invest. Situations is favorable. The President also made these remarks over the proposed anti-corruption laws.
Reconciliation Commission and anti-corruption. Minister of Justice has discussed this with the Chief Justice, who has asked that each don't bring all three bills together. It will be difficult for the Supreme Court to go into it, and there will be a shortage of lawyers. So he will work out a scheme. One bill will come out first towards the end of April, then the other two somewhere by June. All three bills will come.
State Minister Ranjit Siyamalapati said that he is talking to the economic experts along with the President, who has also studied at Sri Lankan University due to inflation. He said that the government had to increase bank interest rates and control imports, which affected people from all levels of society. Consequently, he said that they had to seek help from the International Monetary Fund, a decision that President had warned about 20 years ago. He said that the country need to take the responsibility for the economy and experts the contribution of the economic experts to achieve this goal.
The Litro Gas Company has decided to reduce the prices of LP gas from midnight tomorrow. Chairman of the Litro Gas Company, Mudita Piri, says that the prices will be reduced in a considerable rate this time. The last price revision of LP gas was done in February. A 12.5 kilogram domestic gas cylinder was increased by 334 rupees at the time. 5 kilogram domestic gas cylinders was increased by 134 rupees and a 2.3 cylinder gas by 61 rupees. A 12.5 kilogram domestic gas cylinder is now sold at 4,743 rupees. According to the Litro Gas Company, price reduction at the world market and appreciation of Sri Lanka rupee against the US dollar will lead to the price reduction this time.
And meanwhile, a survey has revealed that the paddy harvest received in the Maha season of 2021 has shown a decrease of 53%. The reason for this is the ban of chemical fertilizers. The survey has been conducted by the Hector Kobbakadu Agrarian Training and Research Institute. The survey has been conducted during the last quarter of 2022 and the first month of 2023 to find out the negative impact caused by the ban of chemical fertilizer. The results of this survey has been handed over to the Minister Mahinda Amaraweera recently. Under this survey, attention has also been focused for vegetables, maize, potatoes and flower cultivation. The chemical fertilizer ban can negatively impact on these crops as well. Potato harvest has decreased by 52% and maize harvest by 68%. Big onion harvest decreased by 52% and while green chili by 43%. Vegetable harvest gone down by 57% and about 86% of flower cultivators have given up their profession due to the fertilizer ban. The survey conducted by the Hector Kobbakadu Agrarian Training and Research Institute has pointed out that in order to obtain a successful harvest in cultivation, both chemical and organic fertilizer should be used under the expertise recommendations.
Employees of the Sri Lanka Telecom staged a protest today against the decision that was taken to restructure the institute. Many employees representing the branches of the telecom throughout the island joined this protest. The cabinet approval was also given to restructure several government institutions, including the telecom. The protesters started a march from the telecom headquarters in Fort towards the Lotus Road. Then the police obstructed their march and they returned to the telecom headquarters and again staged a protest. Another protest campaign organised by the Inter-University Students Federation was held at the Town Hall area today. When the protesters attempted to go to the University Grants Commission, the police dispersed the crowd with water cannon attacks. Later, the police allowed few students to enter the UGC premises for a discussion with the top officials. The IUSF started this protest against suspending several students and demanding removal of the Vice-Chancellor of the Ruana University and several other issues. Minister Manoj Nanayakara says that the decision to increase the tax relief given to the migrant workers at the airport will be effective from the 1st of May this year.
The additional tax relief is entitled to the migrant workers based on the amount of money they sent to the country. The new tax relief is effective under 5 categories. A migrant worker who have sent $2,400 to $4,799 is entitled to $600 additional tax benefit. A worker who has sent $4,800 to $7,199 will have $960 tax relief. $7,200 to $11,999 the tax relief is amounting to $1,440. A worker who has sent $12,000 to $23,999 will be provided with a tax relief of $2,400. Migrant workers who have dispatched over $24,000 will have a tax relief worth $4,800. The migrant workers who have legally transmitted their money to Sri Lanka since 1st of May 2022 are entitled to the relief. The government aim is to increase the monthly amount of foreign exchange sent by the migrant workers up to $1 billion. The minister further said that the government is taking every possible measure to ensure the foreign exchange that the migrant workers to be used for the benefit of the country. Minister Manoj Nanayakara said that the government expects to exceed $700 to $800 limit at first. The government is keen on sending increased number of quality workers for foreign exchange jobs. Thereby, the government hopes to achieve the monthly target of $1 billion by the first half of 2024.
The police department has submitted a list of guidelines for the prevention of suspects being killed in police custody. The IGP submitted these guidelines when he appeared before the Supreme Court today to clarify the matters with regard to negligence of implementing court orders. Additional Solicitor General Nerin Pulle appeared for the IGP. A petition has been filed in the Supreme Court against the Kompanya police station for killing a suspect named Mohammed Irfan, who was in the police custody by shooting in the year 2008. Petitioner Fatima Sharmila, wife of the victim, had complained that the suspect had been shot dead when he was taken out for investigations. Considering the petition, the Supreme Court had ordered the police to submit a set of guidelines to prevent the repetition of such incidents. However, the police had failed to submit it, and the Supreme Court issued notice to the IGP to appear before the courts to submit explanations for its failure. The IGP appeared before a three-member judges panel today. Chairman of the judge panel, Bhuwaneka Aluvihare, told the IGP that this order was issued to confirm the public trust placed on the police in enforcing law and order. The appeal presented by the Attorney General against the decision taken by the Colombo Magistrates Court to release convener of the Inter-University Students Federation, Wasantha Mundalige, will be taken for consideration on the 1st of July. When the petitioner was summoned today, Deputy Solicitor General Dilan Ratnayaka appeared for the Attorney General and pointed out the legal error. Accordingly, the courts ordered to submit written submissions for the case. The appeal court said today its decision over the petition filed against State Minister Diana Gamage requesting to make her parliamentary seat null and void will be declared on the 6th of June. The petition has been filed by social activist Oshala Herath. The petitioner had stated that Diana Gamage representing the parliament is detrimental to the constitution as she is a British citizen. The Sinhala and Tamil New Year Nakat Seat Tour, or the auspicious time list, was traditionally offered to the President Ranil Wickremesinghe this morning at the Presidential Secretariat.
Auspicious times for waving the new moon for the year, bathing for the past year, dawn of new year transmission period, time for work, transactions and partaking meals, and joining oil for the new year and leaving for the work in the new year are included in the Nakat Seat Tour. Minister of Buddha Sasana and Cultural Affairs Vidura Wickramanayake handed over the Nakat Seat Tour to the President.
Mahatejo Balaparahakramaya Adhyavu Sarapura Guna Lakhanayam Susadi Ranil Wickremesinghe Namu Sri Lankeshwarayanam Veta Gaurava Purasvarava Piligamanu Wagai.
President Senior Advisor on National Security and Chief of Presidential Staff Sagala Ratnayaka, President Secretary Saman Ekanayaka and several others were present at this occasion.
A meeting on strengthening of relations between Sri Lanka and the ASEAN countries was held at the Foreign Ministry recently. The meeting, chaired by State Minister Tharaka Balasuriya, was held with the participation of the heads of mission of the ASEAN countries based in Sri Lanka. Head of missions of Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar, Thailand, Vietnam and senior officials of the ministry were present at the meeting. Secretary of the All-Island Buddha Sasana Council, Venerable Mukundavela Anuruddha Thera, also took part at the discussion. The discussion focused on strengthening connectivity with ASEAN countries, including Buddhist religious connectivity that has existed for over thousands of years. State Minister Balasuriya stated that the exchange of visits could also include sharing the rich traditions and cultures of Sri Lanka and the ASEAN countries, such as martial arts, Ayurveda and the arts. He added that the links established from the exchange of visits could lead to further collaboration between Sri Lanka and the ASEAN countries. The heads of mission of ASEAN countries warmly welcomed the State Minister's proposal on initiating visits of Sri Lankan Buddhist monks to ASEAN countries and strengthening Buddhist religious ties.
Today is the third day of the Sundara Nura Elias Salalihe Vasante 2023 festival. National Television is the official media sponsor of the event this year as well. Beautiful Nuwara city is surrounded by green mountains and colorful flowers of numerous varieties all around. This is a place where the tourist can enjoy a lot. Many tourists yearly visit Nuwara with their family members to enjoy the beauty of this festival. Funerals of the two students who died when a cab toppled at a motorcade organized during a big match in Badulla on the 1st of this month took place today at the Badulla General Cemetery. The victims were grade 13 students of Dharmadutta Mahavidyalaya, R.M. Ravidu and Harendra Rukmal. They met with this pathetic accident with participation in a motorcade during the big match period between Dharmadutta Mahavidyalaya and Uva Vidyalaya in Badulla.
The funeral of veteran actor Amarasiri Kalansurya was held at the Boral General Cemetery this evening.
He passed away at the age of 82 years at his Jaila residence on the 1st of this month. His remains were kept at a private funeral parlour in Borala for public respect. A large crowd including artists and politicians were present at the parlour to pay last respects to the late actor. He was born in Kandy on the 20th of September 1940 and received his education from the Dharmaraja College, Kandy. Kalansurya, as he was endangeringly called Kalan, had been a beloved character in both cinema and teledrama. His first cinematic experience was in the film Mahantane Kathawa together with Vijay Kumar Thunga. He was adjudged as the best actor for his excellent acting performance in the Ahaska movie in the year 1974. Amarasiri Kalansurya also appeared in Akkarapaha movie directed by Lester James Peris and Nimwalala of Ranjit Lal. He has won the OCIZ and Sarsavi Award for his excellent acting abilities in the movies Parityagaya and Apeksha. He received the Presidential Award for the Best Supporting Actor for his role in the film Pooja in the year 1986. In the field of teledrama, he had excelled in Dharma Dimuthu Muthu, directed by D.B. Nihal Singha. Amarasiri was also engaged in the business sector and a father of 3 children. After the religious observances, the remains were taken to the Borala Cemetery. State Minister Diana Gamage read out the condolences message sent by President Ranil Wickremesinghe. The commemorating address was carried out by veteran actor Sanath Gunathilaka.
Many countries are interested in obtaining Sri Lankan elephants to be kept in their zoological gardens. However, several elephants offered to some countries have faced very pathetic situation in the unfamiliar in those countries. The Sri Lankan elephant Lucy is such an elephant living in Edmonton Zoo in Canada at present. She was taken to Canada in 1970. She has been living a lonely life in Canada for about 47 years. Many world environmental organizations and animal lovers have pointed out that Lucy should be shifted to a conducive environment to ensure her health and safety. The elephant is now suffering from respiratory problem. She is also having a tumor in her womb. She cannot be given anesthesia due to a respiratory problem. City News in Canada have recently reported that the zoo authorities have prepared many facilities within the premises for the animal to improve her health condition. In addition, another elephant named Karwan, who was also taken to Pakistan, had also faced a similar situation at present. Later, with the mediation of the World Environmental Organizations, the elephant was shifted to Cambodia and now leads a healthy life in natural habitats. Director General of the Zoological Department said that Sri Lanka has not offered any elephant to foreign countries with high cold environments in the recent times. He further said that an extensive study will be carried out over the conditions of the foreign nations before offering animals. Well, that's a look at local news. Stay with us. Foreign news is coming up next.
People's கிரெடிட் கார்டு உரிமையாளர்களே, இந்த புத்தாண்டு காலத்தில் பிரபல ஆடையகம், ஹோட்டல் மற்றும் ரெஸ்டாரண்ட் உட்பட பலவற்றில் 60% வரை விசேட சலுகைகளை பெற்றிடுங்கள். மேலதிக விவரங்களுக்கு விரைந்திடுங்கள் www.peoplesbank.lk.
Well, we're starting off with foreign news now, and we begin from Finland. Finnish Conservative leader Petteri Orpo has won a nail-biting three-way election race, defeating Prime Minister Sanna Marin's centre-left.
Orpo secured 20.8% of the vote, ahead of the right-wing Popular Finnish Party and the centre-left. The Populists won a record of 20.1%. It is a bitter defeat for Marin, who increased her party seats and secured 19.9% of the vote. She continues to enjoy high poll ratings and has been widely praised for steering Finland towards imminent entry into NATO and navigating her country through the COVID-19 pandemic. Shortly after the Conservative leader claimed victory, the centre-left leader conceded the election. For weeks, the three parties had been almost level in the polls, and as the results came in, became too close to call. Then a projection from public broadcasters Yale gave Petteri Orpo's national coalition victory with the biggest number of seats in parliament. Meanwhile, three of the other parties in outgoing coalition, the Centre Party, Left Alliance and Greens, all rang up big losses, and now 37 Sanna Marin became the world's youngest leader when she burst onto the political scene in 2019. She headed a coalition of 5 parties, all led by women. Despite a successful response to neighboring Russia invasion of Ukraine, the election was largely fought on Finland's economy and public debt, as all the mainstream parties backed the NATO membership.
Parisians have voted to ban rental electric scooters in their city, dealing a blow to scooter operators and triumph for road safety campaigners. Almost 90% of the votes cast yesterday favoured a ban on the battery-powered devices, official results showed. But under 8% of those eligible turned out to vote. The referendum was called in response to a rising number of people being injured and killed on e-scooters in the French capital. Of the 1.38 million people of the city's electoral register, just over 103,000 took part, according to the official figures. Of these, over 91,300 voted against the scooters. Paris was one of the first cities to adopt the electric vehicles, but critics argue that they were causing more harm than good. There was growing concern with the way some people were driving the scooters, weaving through traffic, dodging pedestrians on pavements and getting up to speeds of 27 kilometers per hour. Riders often did not wear helmets, and children as young as 12 could legally hire the e-scooters. There was also criticisms that groups of parked e-scooters were cluttering pavements.
And interprets Asia Pacific, a pet fair concluded in Tokyo yesterday after tens of thousands of products from over 600 enterprises were exhibited at the 4-day fair. In addition to pet clothes and food products that allowed pets to travel with their owners, seems to have attracted more attention at the largest fair for pet-related products and services in Japan this year. In order to meet the travel needs of pet owners, some exhibitors showcased their latest products such as electric bicycles with special baskets for pets, pet backpacks that can be fixed on car chairs or suitcases, and bus dedicated to pet dogs. According to the manufacturer of the special bus, they equipped the bus with a plasma air purifier, waterproof and antibacterial seat and non-slip floor. With the continuous expansion of the pet market, more and more enterprises are providing new cross-border services in recent years. Pet restaurants, pet hotels, pet hot springs and other related services industries have developed rapidly. According to reports made by Japanese media, it is estimated that by 2024, Japan's pet-related market will reach about $13.8 billion.
On your sports news tonight, the 7-member rugby tournament organised to mark the centenary of CRNFC Sports Club ended yesterday. The tournament was held at CRNFC grounds in Colombo.
Men, women and school teams competed in this tournament. 8 leading sports clubs, 12 schools and 6 women teams were among them. In addition, 2 women teams from Qatar and Australia also participated in the tournament. Australia women's team won the match against the Sri Lankan Army women's team by 15-7 points, and the final game of the sports clubs were held between the Kandy and Havelock teams. The Kandy team became the champions by beating the Havelocks 21-7 points. St. Peter's College Colombo became the champions by beating Colombo Royal College team by 21-0 points. Vidyartha College in Kandy claimed the ball championship of the school category. The 76th National Table Tennis Tournament concluded yesterday at the St. Thomas's College Mount Lavinia grounds. Nearly 400 players took part at the 2-day tournament. Bimnadi Bandaro of Kandy Hillwood College became the champion of the Women Open category. Chami Raginigi of Sri Javardhanapura University is the Men's Open champion. Champion of the National Sports Council Arjuna Ranatunga was also present at the prize-giving ceremony.
That's a look at Rupavahini News for tonight. Together with Charita, I'm Sharon, wishing you a very pleasant evening. Good night.
காலத்தில் ஸ்கூல் பெஸ்ட் மேன் என்ன ஃபேஸ் பண்ணவே பயப்படுவாங்க. சரியா உங்களை போல நீங்கள் தான் என்னோட ஹீரோ. உங்கள் ரெக்கார்டை பிரேக் பண்ணுறது தான் என்னோட கனவே. ஆனால் அந்த கனவு என்கிட்ட கொஞ்ச நேரம் இருந்துட்டு ஆயிடுச்சு.
எந்த ஒரு வீரனையும் அழித்திட போதைப் பொருட்களால் முடியும். இது ஒரு மாயை. ஏமாந்து போக வேண்டாம். புதிய வாழ்க்கையை துவங்கிவிடும்.
உங்களுக்குள் இருக்கும் வீரனை அழிக்க போதைப் பொருட்களுக்கு இடம் கொடுக்காதீர்கள். போதைப் பொருட்கள் அற்றதோர் நாடு.
வாரத்தின் ஆரம்பத்தில் 6 சீட்லிப்புகளினூடாக உங்களுக்கான கோடிக்கணக்கிலான பணப்பரிசில்களோடு மற்றும் ஒரு டிஎல்பி லாட்டரி ஷோவினூடாக உங்கள் அனைவரையும் சந்திக்கின்றோம். இது உங்கள் வாழ்வின் கனவுகள் நிறைவேறப் போகின்ற மிகவும் அற்புதமான நேரம். வசந்த காலத்தில் உங்களின் வெற்றி வாய்ப்புகளை அதிகரித்துக் கொள்வதற்கான மிகவும் அற்புதமான வாய்ப்பு. கப்ருகவின் புத்தாண்டு அதிர்ஷ்டம் விசேட சீட்லிப்பானது ஏப்ரல் மாதம் 10ஆம் தேதி இடம்பெறவிருக்கின்றது. இந்த விசேட சீட்லிப்பினூடாக 31 கோடி ரூபாய்க்கும் அதிகமான சூப்பர் ஜாக்பாட் பணப்பரிசில் மாத்திரமல்ல 1 கோடி ரூபாய், 50 லட்சம் ரூபாய், 20 லட்சம் ரூபாய், அதேபோல் 5 லட்சம் ரூபாய் பெறுமதியான பணப்பரிசில்களையும் நீங்கள் வெல்லலாம். அது மாத்திரமல்ல, அன்றைய தினம் தெரிவு செய்யப்படும் விசேட வெற்றி இலக்கங்கள் உங்களுடைய டிக்கெட்டில் சரியாக காணப்பட்டால் 1,50,000 மற்றும் 5,000 வரையிலான இதர பணப்பரிசில்களையும் நீங்கள் வெல்லக்கூடியதாக இருக்கும். ஆகவே அதிகமாய் கப்ருகவின் புத்தாண்டு அதிர்ஷ்டம் விசேட சீட்லிப்புக்கான டிக்கெட்டுகளை நீங்களும் கொள்வனவு செய்து கொள்ளுங்கள். இவ்வாறு அதிக அளவில் வெற்றி வாய்ப்புகளை வழங்குகின்ற டிஎல்பியின் 50 அல்லது 50க்கு மேற்பட்ட சீட்லிப்பு டிக்கெட்டுகளை இப்பொழுது நீங்கள் இருக்கும் இடத்தில் இருந்தே பெற்றுக்கொள்ளலாம். அது மாத்திரமல்ல, 50க்கு மேற்பட்ட சீட்லிப்பு டிக்கெட்டுகளை கொள்வனவு செய்கின்ற வெற்றியாளர்கள் குலுக்கல் முறையில் அடிப்படையில் தெரிவு செய்யப்பட்டு அவர்களுக்கான விசேட பரிசில்களும் வழங்கப்படவிருக்கின்றன. 50 அல்லது 50க்கு மேற்பட்ட சீட்லிப்பு டிக்கெட்டுகளை நீங்கள் ஒரே வேளையில் கொள்வனவு செய்ய விரும்பினால் திரையில் காண்பிக்கப்படுகின்ற இந்த தொலைபேசி இலக்கங்களுக்கு வார நாட்களில் அலுவலக வேளையில் அழைப்பினை ஏற்படுத்துவதன் மூலம் நீங்கள் இருக்கும் இடத்திற்கே இப்பொழுது சீட்லிப்பு டிக்கெட்டுகளை வரவழைத்துக் கொள்ளலாம். நீங்கள் அழைக்க வேண்டிய தொலைபேசி இலக்கங்கள் இவைதான்: 011-406-2002, 011-406-2065, 011-482-4801 மற்றும் 011-482-4802. இன்று முதல் எதிர்வரும் 12ஆம் தேதி வரையில் தேசிய தொலைக்காட்சி மற்றும் நேத்ரா அலைவரிசையினூடாக சித்திரை புத்தாண்டை முன்னிட்டு டிஎல்பி வழங்குகின்ற விசேட நிகழ்ச்சி புத்தாண்டு அதிர்ஷ்டம் நிகழ்ச்சியினூடாக கேட்கப்படுகின்ற கேள்விகளுக்கு சரியான பதில்களை நீங்கள் SMS செய்வதன் மூலம் நாளாந்தம் 10 அதிர்ஷ்டசாலிகள் 5000 ரூபாய் பெறுமதியான பணப்பரிசுகளை வெல்லக்கூடிய வாய்ப்பானது காணப்படுகின்றது. அவ்வாறு இன்றைய தினம் கேட்கப்பட்ட கேள்விக்கான சரியான பதிலினை அனுப்பி 5000 ரூபாய் பெறுமதியான பணப்பரிசுகளை வென்ற இன்றைய தினத்திற்கான 10 அதிர்ஷ்டசாலிகள் இவர்கள் தான். களுத்துறை தெற்கைச் சேர்ந்த MA தில்மி மதுஷிகா, குருவிட்டையைச் சேர்ந்த MM ஹிருனி நிசாங்சலா, அனுராதபுரம் சசாங்கா உஷானி, கடவத்தைச் சேர்ந்த DLC விக்ரமசிங்க, கேகாலைச் சேர்ந்த AGM அலுத் வக்தர், ரத்கமைச் சேர்ந்த K சுலோச்சனா மல்காந்தி, புலத் கொஹுபிட்டியைச் சேர்ந்த ஹஷானி நாணயக்கார, மீகுடையைச் சேர்ந்த டெஹாரா ஷெஹானி, கேகாலையைச் சேர்ந்த MRSK குலரத்ன, புலனர்வையைச் சேர்ந்த GA கல்யாணி. இவர்களைப் போல நீங்களும் பணப்பரிசுகளை வெல்வதற்கு நாளாந்தம் கேட்கப்படுகின்ற கேள்விகளுக்கு சரியான பதில்களை SMS செய்யுங்கள். அப்படியானால் சற்று முன்னர் தேசிய தொலைக்காட்சியின் கலையம் ஒன்றில் நடுவர் குழுவின் முன்னிலையில் இடம்பெற்றிருந்த இன்றைய தினத்திற்கான 6 செயல்பிழப்புகளை ஒன்றன் பின் ஒன்றாக நாம் இப்பொழுது பார்த்து விடலாம். இது DLBயின் லாட்டரி ஷோ. இன்றைய தினம் நடுவர் குழு உறுப்பினர்களாக கடமையாற்றியவர்கள் போக்குவரத்து திணைக்களத்தின் ஆணையாளர் நாயகம் திரு நிஷாந்த அனுருத்த வீரசிங்க, விளையாட்டு அபிவிருத்தி திணைக்களத்தின் பணிப்பாளர் நிர்வாகம் திருமதி JPAL வீரசிங்க மற்றும் தேசிய கணக்காய்வு அலுவலகத்தின் கணக்காய்வு உத்தியோகத்தர் திருமதி KAN சதுராங்கி.
வாரத்தின் 7 நாட்களும் சீர்திருத்தப்படுவதோடு அதிர்ஷ்டத்தினூடாக உங்களது வாழ்வை ஒளிமயமாக்குவதில் முன்னோடியாக திகழும் அபிவிருத்தி சபையில் அத கோட்டிபதி சீர்திருப்பினூடாக உங்களை சந்திப்பதில் நாம் மிக்க மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகின்றோம். அந்த வகையில் சீர்திருப்பு வாரம் இது 1880. இன்றைய அத கோட்டிபதி சீர்திருப்பினூடாக உங்களுக்காக காத்திருக்கும் அந்த அதிகூடிய சூப்பர் பண பரிசானது சரியாக 8,07,27,935 ரூபாய். சற்று முன்னர் எமது நடுவர் குழுவின் மேற்பார்வையின் கீழ் தேசிய தொலைக்காட்சியின் முதலாம் இலக்க கலையகத்தில் சீர்திருத்தப்பட்ட அத கோட்டிபதி சீர்திருப்பினை இப்போது நாம் பார்ப்போம். முதலாவது இயந்திரத்தினூடாக 4 வெற்றி இலக்கங்களின் தேர்வை முதலில் பார்த்துவிடலாம். முதலாவதாக தெரிவு செய்யப்பட்ட அதிர்ஷ்டகரமான வெற்றி இலக்கம் 75. அடுத்து உங்களுக்கான அதிர்ஷ்டத்தினை பெற்று தரக்கூடிய அந்த இரண்டாவது வெற்றி இலக்கின் தெரிவையும் அறிந்து கொள்வோம். இரண்டாவதாக தெரிவு செய்யப்பட்ட அதிர்ஷ்டகரமான வெற்றி இலக்கம் 26. அடுத்து மூன்றாவது வெற்றி இலக்கம் தெரிவு. 3 வெற்றி இலக்கங்களோடு ஆங்கில எழுத்தும் சரியாக போடுங்க 1 லட்சம் ரூபாய் பணப்பரிசினை நீங்கள் வெல்லலாம். தெரிவு செய்யப்பட்ட மூன்றாவது வெற்றி இலக்கம் 59. இறுதியாக 4வது வெற்றி இலக்கம் தெரிவு. 4 வெற்றி இலக்கங்கள் மாத்திரம் சரியாக போடுங்க 10 லட்சம் ரூபாய் பணப்பரிசும் உங்களுக்காக காத்திருக்கின்றது. இன்றைய தினம் தெரிவு செய்யப்பட்ட 4வது இறுதியான வெற்றி இலக்கம் 45. இப்போது இரண்டாவது இயந்திரத்தினூடாக உங்களுக்கான சூப்பர் பண பரிசினை பெற்றுத் தரக்கூடிய ஆங்கில எழுத்தின் தெரிவையும் பார்த்து விடுகிறோம். தெரிவு செய்யப்பட்ட ஆங்கில எழுத்து W. 4 வெற்றி இலக்கங்கள் மற்றும் ஆங்கில எழுத்தின் தெரிவுகளை பார்த்து விட்டோம். இப்போது எமது நடுவர் குழுவின் உறுதிப்படுத்தலின் பின் இன்று அத கோட்டிபதி சீர்திருப்பின் வெற்றி டிக்கெட்டுகளை விற்பனை செய்த முகவர்களின் விவரங்களை பார்க்கலாம். அந்த வெற்றி முடிவுகள் எவ்வாறு கிடைக்கப்பெற்றுள்ளன என்பதை. இன்றைய தினம் 1 லட்சம் ரூபாய் பணப்பரிசானது வெல்லப்பட்டுள்ளது. இந்த டிக்கெட்டுகளை விற்பனை செய்துள்ள விற்பனை முகவர்கள் மகரகம நுகேகொட திரு HL பியதாச, மிரிஸ்கோனியாவ தம்புள்ளை திருமதி NGC பிரியதர்ஷினி, இந்துருவ திரு DSKD கோமல, பிலானசந்தி திரு IGD சந்திமாள். மேலும் மகாஓயா நகரம் திரு AM பிரேமச்சந்திரா, கெப்பட்டிபொல திரு MK சாந்தகுமார, ரத்னபுரி WM டிகிரி பண்டார, நீர்கொழும்பு வீதி கணுவன திரு EADL குமார. வெற்றியாளர்களுக்கு எமது மனமார்ந்த வாழ்த்துக்களை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றோம். இன்றைய சீர்திருப்பினூடாக மாத்திரம் நாம் மொத்தமாக பகிர்ந்தளிக்கிற பண பரிசானது 50,22,600 ரூபாய். நாளை அத கோட்டிபதி சீர்திருப்பினூடாக நீங்கள் வெல்லக்கூடிய அதிகூடிய சூப்பர் பண பரிசானது சரியாக 8,08,52,505 ரூபாய்.
ஒவ்வொரு நாட்களும் உங்கள் ராசியை வைத்தே உங்கள் அதிர்ஷ்டத்தை தீர்மானிக்கும் ராசி அதிர்ஷ்டத்தினூடாக இப்பொழுது உங்களை நாங்கள் சந்திக்கின்றோம். இது ராசி அதிர்ஷ்டத்தில் 3766வது சீட்டிழுப்பு வாரம். இன்றைய தினம் ராசி அதிர்ஷ்டத்தினூடாக நாம் உங்களுக்காக எடுத்து வந்திருக்கும் தனயோகம் பார்ப்போம். 20 லட்சம் ரூபாய் புத்தம் புதிய ஜாக்பாட் பரிசு உங்களுக்காக இன்று காத்திருக்கின்றது. அது மாத்திரமல்ல, உங்கள்